right. And we are live for the first time. I see we got somebody in the chat already. Hello, Pineapples. How's it been? All right, let's see. All right. Am I coming out okay to everybody? Wonderful. All right. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's been like, 15 seconds, so I hope you enjoy it once I actually start doing things. But we'll see. Maybe I'm just not your cup of tea. All right. So let's see. So we are here to grind out some gems so I can build a real deck. I don't know if anybody in here plays Yu-Gi-Oh! I know some of you, so I know you don't, but there's some of you that I'm not sure. But for those of you who do play and are interested, I am working towards Tenyu Sword Soul. And I know that can be kind of boring because it's good, but I am sick of playing decks that all suck. So I figured I'd play one that I find fun and that I know is good. So I'm building towards this. A lot of it is just staples that I'm missing that are very expensive. But some of it is from the new pack that's out. Beginning of Turmoil here has all the Sword Soul stuff I'm looking for. And then I just gotta hope I pull extras that I can dust and make. But for now, let's see. So I have two decks that I'll probably be using throughout the night, Black Wings and Psy-Frames. Some of these are better for some. I have to play Psy-Frames for this one. But I like Black Wings better, so we are going to start with that. And because of the new season, I haven't played that much, so ignore this. Dino's Talker or Dino Stalker? Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. Pretty quick. There are two things that can happen here. This can either be a new player who I wallop, or it'll be a meta player who just hasn't made their way back up yet. We'll see. All right, let's see what we're up against. We're up against me going first. That's a little scary because I don't love the idea of playing against like a Numeron or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Are they going to Ash? They're going to Imperm that. It's a little late for that, but I guess power to them. Go for it if you want. Grab Oster. Now from here, summon him. Activate that. Probably should have held on to that Imperm. Use this to grab another Blackwing. Sure. Bring you there. Activate you. All right. Now, boss monster number 1. He's going to be full armor master, who we love. Unaffected by card effects. 3,000 attack beater. And then we have his little brother. All right. So I am half expecting to get OTK'd here on this guy's turn, but we will see what exactly it is that they're playing. I've got a normal Mirror Force here because I made this deck a little while ago, but hopefully it'll do us some good. What do we got? Cypher, Twin Raptor. Cypher Monster. I'm going to assume this is Cyber Dragons, but I don't actually recognize that card. So I can't say for sure. It might also just be Cyphers. I don't know how they play. Oh. Levels become 8. Okay. So he's going to get a... I would imagine one of the generic level 8 Xyz monsters that are really good. Let's see. Okay. What's he going to go for? Galaxy Ice Cypher. Okay, I see. I see what we're looking at. Okay, well, he didn't read. That seems to happen a lot. I don't know if it's just Blackwings in general, or if it's the variation I play, but nobody seems to know what Full Armor Master does, and nobody reads it. So what do you do? Help use the material for see someone's pretending to destroy it. Oh. Destroy by battle with opponent's monster, or destroy by an opponent's card effect. Talking about Galaxy Ice Cypher Dragon or Graveyard Special Summon it. Interesting, okay. Well, I'd rather get rid of this now. Because hopefully, depending on what I draw, I can... Oh, that works too. I don't know what it is, man. I think it's just the low rank that I'm, sitting in right now. But people scoop all the time. All the time. Alright, I think they gave us one of the dailies. Yeah. Alright. What does Full Armor Master do? So, the way Full Armor Master works is it's unaffected by any card effects, so mine or the opponent's. But so it can't be destroyed by card effect, it can't be moved anywhere else, can't be, taken control of, can't be changed face down, anything like that. And when an opponent's monster activates an effect, they get a counter, and then on my turn, because it's not a quick effect, I can take the counter off of an opponent's monster and take control of it, or at the end phase, I can destroy any monster with one of those counters on it. So I have played games before where I've stolen their boss monster because they didn't read and then beat them over the head with it. I have played games where, their plan was to do something to Full Armor Master, bounce it back to the deck or destroy it or something like that. And they just wasted it on, full armor instead of doing it on something else that would have been more useful. And, any kind of thing like that happens all the time. And I think it's probably just like unfamiliarity. I think just most people don't come across Blackwings very often. But sometimes it just be like that. I try to read, but, the timer makes it not always easy to do so. So, okay. Trap, Special Summon, Link, Spell Card. We'll stick with Blackwings for a little bit. I like the Blackwings. Blackwings, this deck was my favorite deck for a very long time. Before Master Duel came out and, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! DS games that I had and stuff like that. It was always really fun. I always enjoyed it. I just liked the way that they played. And I've updated it throughout the years. I've updated the deck to, be better. But when I first got this, I had a deck list kind of already. And so I tried to Okay, here we go. So that's what I'm talking about. For those of you unfamiliar, anything with this word in it, any card my opponent's playing with the word branded in it means that I'm not in for a good time. This is one of the reasons why I'm trying to build a new deck, is because decks like this just completely outclass mine to the point where I am not always able to really do anything. But we'll see how it goes. Part of that is because branded's really strong. Part of that's because my deck isn't actually like meta good in any way. But we'll see. And it seems like we have our first bot in the chat. So I guess that's nice, because that means I'm doing something right. All right. Branded Fusion. Let's see, what is he going for here? I'm guessing, oh no. What is this? What are these tech cards? What is that? Switch not to 2 rods. I feel like he's trying to get that onto my field somehow to like eat up the space that I have on my field, but we'll see. Although I will say I'm seeing some cards that I haven't seen in branded decks before, so I don't know if I should be more worried or if this is a less functional version of this deck. I guess I'll just have to see. He's going to Mirror Jade, I'm assuming. No, wait. Oh, Lubellion from there. Okay. He had 2 ashes in his hand. Okay, I'm actually kind of happy I didn't go first then. Not like I'm going to be able to do much about this, but still. Yep, there's Mirror Jade. So, for those of you in here who don't play this game, Mirror Jade is very scary for 2 key reasons. The first one being, it can send this effect right here. You can send a fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, banish 1 monster on the field. So, if I get a monster out that isn't unaffected by other cards, so anything that I have other than Full Armor Master, he can just get rid of it. Or he can do that. I don't know exactly why. But the other one, if this fusion summon card in its owner control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, they just destroy all my monsters during the end phase of that turn. So, say I get something with 3,000 attack, or 3,100 attack, beat over it, it gets destroyed. At the end of the turn, destroys my field, which is obviously not something that we want. And thank you, Heart of the Cards, because I needed something else in order to activate Simoon's effect. And he's playing his game on my turn. Nah, it's just the state of the game nowadays. That's just kind of what happens. There are some decks that are like obtrusive. They do it like problematically. Like Fluendaries is a big one. Runic is a big one. But, sometimes it just feels bad to just have your opponent comboing on your turn. I don't want them to do that. It's supposed to be my turn. It's during my draw phase, too. I haven't even done anything yet. Now I'm just waiting. In this right here, yep, there it is. So that was probably someone who was playing on mobile. And that happens a lot. And I don't know why, Konami servers are so bad. But that little, disconnect icon that you saw in his profile picture all the time. It's a plague on this game. But sometimes it just be like that. Okay. So no missions yet because I didn't get to actually play that game. But we have the 1,000 that we need to open a 10-pack for Beginning of Turmoil. So we're going to do that. I skip. I see one UR there. I see some SRs in here. Let's see what we got. Chishao, nice. I already have enough of him, but it's good to have. And it's a UR, so if I went over the 3 limit, that means I get some UR dust, which is very nice. Some other stuff I'm not going to use. A lot of Despia. A lot of Dogmatica. Taya, a lot of Long Yuans. Let's see. Sunken Swordsoul Summit. That's good. Blackout is also good. I mean, I'm not complaining about getting a bunch of good cards or cards related to good archetypes, even if I don't play them, because who knows, someday down the line, maybe I will. But for right now, thank you for that. Let's take a look. So, what am I looking at here? So I need one more Moye, I think, and then the Ecclesia. But those are the only in archetype main deck stuff that I need. I have everything else, but I still need some of the extra deck guys, so I still have to pull from that pack, which is a little unfortunate, but not the worst thing. Dismantle all the extras. Batch generate cards not owned. Yep, I didn't think so. All right, whatever. I'll do that on my own time. All right. So for right now, we'll just get right back into it. If this goes the way it normally does, the expectation is that I will probably be getting out of silver and into high gold by the time I'm done tonight. Because that's usually where this deck ends up, somewhere between gold 2 and gold 1. But we'll just have to wait and see exactly how it goes. Sometimes I breeze through, 20 games in a row and I get straight there. Sometimes I end up against some decks that are a little more unfortunate to deal with and it takes me longer. But that's just the game. So Allure of Darkness. Assuming they don't ash me, we will draw. Oh, yep, see, there is the magic symbol up in the corner here. He just didn't get told that he needed to react to that until well after it happened, and of course he had the ash in his hand, so... No, that doesn't make sense. I'll just bait it, I guess. I'll just put that there. This is a horrible field. Horrible opening turn. My one useful thing that I was going to do got ashed, so I wasn't able to draw, but it's okay. I've got the stupid original mirror force down, so assuming this guy is in an appropriate rank, I should be able to handle this, but we'll have to see what he does. Also, I don't understand why, like, the soccer ball is in here and stuff like that. Am I playing against an Adamansa player? Adamantipator player? Adamansa player. I don't think I've ever actually came up against one of them before, but this is looking to be the case. All 3 block dragons, Jesus. Yep, I'm playing against Adamantipator, and I don't know how this deck plays. I don't know what to do about this, so we'll just have to wait and see. I'm assuming I'm going to be sitting here and waiting through a number of effects to play out in the graveyard. So we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, my downside, like, my problem with the deck that I'm playing with the Black Wings is, as much as I love them and as great as they can be in the way that they combo, the likelihood of getting a dead hand isn't enormous, but it's enough that it can lose me games off the bat, because I just don't have anything on my field to protect me from anything, and I don't have anything in my hand that is useful in the hand. Normally, if I have anything other than a dead hand, I can get out at least a competent monster or two onto my field to do something. But this is one of those rare circumstances where I have nothing. I have, I have Chris, who's just 1900 attack, who I could special summon. Then I've got Harmattan, which also I can just special summon, but I don't have anything useful to do from those special summons. So I'm a little stuck. And now we will just have to wait and see what happens. If this guy is able to stay connected, of course. There's always the decent chance that they will just explode. Their internet will explode and they will just get disconnected. Alright, so this guy's the problem of this deck, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to read him, but I know of him. Rock monsters cannot be destroyed except by battle. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. That completely invalidates the Mirror Force that I have. Send for the field to the graveyard. You can add up to 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand. Okay. So for some reason, I thought he was a negate. I mean, like, that search is really unfortunate. Is very, very unfortunate for us. But the problem at the moment is that he has a full field of monsters that I can't get rid of. Or not. Nightmare Unicorn. He's bouncing it back? Really? After all that? I mean, like I said, I haven't played against this deck before. Maybe this is optimal. I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Block Dragon, I'm assuming he's bringing it back out. Alright. Grabbing at Emancipators, as one would expect. Doki Doki. He bounced my Mirror Force back? I thought it was only monsters. Nope, 1 card on the field. Okay, well, I've been misreading Unicorn this whole time then. Which isn't surprising for a Yu-Gi-Oh player, in fairness. I'm aware of that, but... Alright, well, this guy seems like he's going to be taking a long time. So how's everybody in chat doing? How are your days going? Because we're probably going to be here for a couple minutes waiting for this to end. Unless he swings on us right now, in which case this was a bad time to ask, but that's all right. Not bad, very sleepy. I get that feeling. You know, I went out, I did things today. I'm changing. I went out, I did things today. You know, I've got some more energy than normal, but I can very much understand the just had a good day and now I'm sleepy. I do get that. This dude is just So I'm assuming he's just playing for an OTK, but I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. I'm just waiting for him to be done. Yep. That's fine. The only thing I had in my graveyard. And that's actually kind of a shame because that means I can't even Monster Reborn anything just to give myself something extra next turn. But we'll see how it goes. And now we wait. Now we're chilling. What are we doing? What do we got here? Oh, a Baron de Fleur. So this card is extremely unfortunate because this card is the Omni Negate. This thing, once per turn, or not once per turn, once while this card is face up on the field. So when it's on the field, it can do this once, and then if it leaves and then comes back, it can do it again. It can just negate anything. Anything at all. Any card effect, anything like that, as long as it's allowed to be negated. So like Armor Master, or Full Armor Master, because it's unaffected by other card effects, if I used one of his effects and Baron de Fleur tried to negate it, wouldn't work. But anything else makes this thing makes pretty much useless, as long as he, you know, negates the right thing. Is he going to access code? Oh god, yep, I'm dead. See, this is what happens when you get a dead hand, everybody. You set 2 pass, and then you get OTK'd the next turn by an Adamantipator player. For, you know, it takes them like 10 minutes to get their board set up, but once they get set up, then they kill you. Although I will say, you know, this might just be my inexperience with Adamantipator decks, but I feel like I've seen other decks get the same or a similar kind of board a lot more efficiently. And granted, it's part of that's because I didn't have anything to interrupt it, but yeah. All right, well, there's that. I'm just gonna not even pay attention to that one. Just gonna go right on to the next. We're definitely not gonna save that. So, okay, so who in here plays Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I know there are a lot of people in chat don't. But I want to know if anybody in here right now is following along with what's going on without me having to explain it. Because obviously this is my first stream. I'm not expecting to get a whole bunch of new people in here yet, but I figured maybe someone trickled in and I didn't notice. Set 3, okay. Is this Labyrinth? I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm going to make a hard read right now. I'm going to call Labyrinth. If I see Emergency Evacuation Device or Welcome Labyrinth, then we might be in for a bad time, but we'll see. So let's do this. So this is a hand that I can very much work with. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, throw that there. All right, so let's see. Does he do anything? No, he does not. So this is interesting. So he either doesn't have anything he can do, or he's waiting until I do something that he really doesn't like, and he's going to try to get me then. We'll have to wait and see. From here, I'll grab you just to have. Okay, put you there. Special summon Bora. Alright, so as per usual, Full Armor Master first, because anything they try to do to it, I don't want to let them do. So throw that in there. And then we will grab a normal Armor Master, just in case they end up with something on the field, a monster on the field that I don't like later. Unless they, you know, bounce it straight back, but we'll see. I'll hold on to my hand for now, I think. Let's do this first. Nope. Okay. Absolutely no response, which is interesting. I would love to. Alright, so we got Harmon in the Dust and Orochi in hand. Let's grab you. So if I take him, then on my next turn, I can grab Bora back, sink into them, deal some damage, then bring Orochi out. Bring someone else out after that. Yeah, I got a plan. Depends on what they do here, but I've got a plan. Okay. I guess that also works. Maybe that wasn't Labyrinth. Maybe that was just an enormous brick. Huh. Okay. I was excited. I had a whole plan. I was prepared for anything. And then the guy just scoops. I wonder what that was about. All right. But we finally won a coin flip, which means I get to actually choose to go first this time. And hopefully I didn't choose to go first against, one of the 5 go second OTK decks that are roaming around here. But seeing Simoon in hand with any other Blackwing is what we like to see. So now we do this. And now we do this. And this is how the game begins. Alright, the fact that nothing has happened, not even anything remotely close to them potentially having something to stop me, makes me think that I'm just going to get whatever combo off that I choose. Grab him for next turn. So and then if I do this, bada bing, make Harmon level 6. Now I go into you. So this, as long as I'm playing Blackwings tonight, this is going to be probably the most common end board that I'm going to have. It's going to be full Armor Master and Armor Master like this, just because that's where I like to put them, with maybe a spell or a trap on the field. Don't need to do that, and don't need to do that. All right, let's see what they got. Hey, Captain Jack, how's it going, my man? I'm happy to see you here. We are doing some work against people who are either killing me immediately or forfeiting right away. Chicken game, oh boy. All right. So this, I don't think I've actually played against someone using chicken game yet. So I can't say for sure how this is going to turn out for me, but this can be a very frustrating card. So the player with the lowest life points takes no damage, which means I have to kill him all at once unless this counts after the first instance of damage. And if so, that's really unfortunate. Activate one of these effects, destroy this card. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, wait. Dark Magician? Huh. Yep, put the token on her. Okay. So, yep, there's the chicken game. So, I don't know. I'm just going to, honestly, I'm just going to pay to pop this next turn. I don't want to deal with that, if it's still here. Because that is an amount of thinking that I don't want to have to deal with, and I don't want to have to OTK him. I don't want to have to hope that I can do that. And I don't have to worry about it. He just used it for the draw. Okay. So card leaves the field, destroy all monsters you control. Okay. So I played a bit of a Dark Magician deck before, so I understand enough about how this works, but it's also been so long that I can't say for sure. Toodaloo. Just gonna get rid of that right off the bat. Don't want to deal with it. Ooh. That's actually kind of nasty. I might be on something else right now. Hold on. Let's put that right there. All right, first things first. I will take you. Thank you very much. And then I can't really get much out of that. But let's see. 5,000. So, yep. Okay, this should be lethal unless he can stop me. Let's see. I'm assuming not. Yep, he doesn't even let me finish. Man, I don't get it. Like, I can understand getting frustrated, right? It happens to me all the time. But why scoop mid-attack? Like, why not just let me finish? Why not just let me kill you? Maybe it's one of my dailies. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing damage. You know, it's just not very nice. But here we go. Back to gold where I belong. We're only in gold 5, but, you know, we're getting there. Sore loser, exactly. I like, something about this game, it has, like, the simplest, sorest losers I've ever seen. You know, Overwatch has some very particular kind of people in it, but this game, people just forfeit all the time if one thing doesn't go the way they want. It just feels weird. I don't know why. All right. But now, because the last dailies require link summoning, we're going to swap decks off to Psyframe. This deck is very fun, but it is very bricky. I have to go first with a deck that is pretty much just hand traps. So my first turn is usually set up to be able to use my hand traps and then hope I have the right ones in my hand to deal with my opponent on their turn. But that is very rarely how it breaks down. However, overload in hand is not bad. All right, what are we doing? We're just waiting for him. You have something you want to do there, friend? No? Okay. Oh, he's gonna, yeah. Okay. Now it's my turn. There we go. And we'll put that on this side. So now they have to choose. And now, assuming this works the way I want it to, and he doesn't interrupt me, I should be able to get the link summon daily done. Get some nice extra gems. Yes, I would love to use Firewall Guardian. Thank you. So this deck, the Psyframes, you know, I said earlier that Black Wings are a deck that I've played for a very long time, like since I was a kid. But this deck is one that I made for the first time a couple months ago. That's so not helpful, but we'll just put that in the deck. And this guy over here, the jackalope. Yeah, he's big chillin'. You ready? Bang. Look at that. Dude's a legend. Let's go like Karibo. The one with, oh, over here. Okay, Rescue Rabbit. I didn't realize that they also had this. Yeah. He's a cute little guy. That right there, this mate that he has, that's how you know that this guy takes the game super for real. Because no profile picture, nothing, no interesting buddy, no field. They don't care at all about the cosmetics. All they want is to beat some ass. And you know, sometimes they do. But we'll have to wait and see. So, this opening hand was not bad. I got set up. I got Lambda on my field, who's very important for my deck. I've got Link Karibo to save him from being beaten, by whoever my opponent ends up summoning. Bada bing. And I've got this. If I need to, I can banish a Psy-Frame monster from my hand or from the field and just banish something on their field. The only one I have right now is Lambda, so I'm not in the best position, but if they play something I don't like, I can just toss Lambda and just cross my fingers and hope that nothing bad happens. Yes, yeah, this guy over here, he's got his nice, construction helmet. He's got his snow goggles. He's got, I don't even know what around his neck. I want to call it a whistle, but I can't say for sure. It also kind of looks like a computer chip, so I don't really know. I like mine better, though. Look at him. See this guy? He just, like, he looks at you like, hey, man. See, just all he had to do was give him the eyes. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm assuming he just got a bad hand, didn't even want to try. People are babies. And I will give anyone in chat right now full permission to call me a bitch if I ever scoop like that. If it's ever, just turn one, I don't get a hand that I like and I just scoop, you are free to call me out on it. Because I don't do that very often. It really doesn't happen to me. But who knows? If I'm having a bad day, maybe it'll slip out once. All right. I didn't even get to play. We'll try it again. His name is Time Wizard. He's got a chest full of gems. Gems and gold. See this right here? This is a Sea of Thieves player. Okay, right there. That's the important piece. Psy-Frame circuit is what we need. I'll set that. And that's not useful to me right now. So this is not my favorite hand. I got Psy-Frame circuit out, which is incredibly important. It's one of the two most important things to have on my field at all times. But the only thing I can do with it right now is Alpha, which is nice because it gets me a search, so I can pick something from my deck. But at the same time, it's not the best. But then what is this? Dawn 1000, what is this? Currently removed from play. There are no cards in your graveyard. Draw 2 cards from your deck. What is this deck that this guy's playing? Oh, and I got Overload. Perfect. How do you get a crown? I think it's a Prime thing. Pineapples can probably tell you better than I can. Wait, oh, this is continuous? Wait a second. This card's active. All cards that are drawn while this card's effect is applied must remain revealed. Oh, interesting. Should fit the player. Cannot normal summon set monsters. What is this card? This is so weird. Oh no. This guy's playing some weird deck that I don't know I'm going to be able to handle. Do I want to just straight toss it? I kind of do. Thank you, multi-threader. I don't like that. What is it? You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Honestly, that's fine. Alright, set one. Let's see. No, I'm not going to activate Call By on nothing. See, the problem is this guy's not summoning monsters, so I can't use my stuff. But Delta is good. Delta is very good. No, hold on to that. Okay. The problem is, because he's not doing anything, I'm just sitting here and waiting. I have to wait for him to do something in order for me to then do something. It's the one downside of this deck, is that if my opponent's playing something weird, I can't do anything. Also, ooh, they got a nice fish over here. That's pretty cool. See, I used to have a fish who looked a lot like this. And he had one eye, and he was awesome. But, ooh, hello. What do we have here? Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Honestly, do I want to bother with Alpha? No, I don't. I'm gonna leave that one be. But yeah, I used to have a fish like this. He had one eye. He was awesome. But he would headbutt the roof of his tank. He would just like jump up into it. And it happened so often that he died. And that makes me very sad. Made me and my girlfriend both very sad. But we remember him fondly now. Clock Wyvern. Okay. Here we go. So now, assuming this guy doesn't interrupt somehow, I am now in business. Alright. So it seems like he has something he can do, but he won't. So let's do this. Let's grab Disciple, who will go up here. Oh, but yeah, so that's right. So I was saying before, I built this deck for the first time like a couple months ago, and I found it because I did this quiz on Reddit. It was like, it linked to this quiz someone made in Korean that was like, you know, what kind of deck, what kind of archetype should you build and play based on your answers to like a bunch of questions of like, you know, how you like to play the game and stuff like that. What's this? Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'd prefer it if I could draw, but I don't need to. So I took the quiz and I was like, yeah, you know, I want a cool, like, a deck that has like some negates in it, you know, it can build out cool synchro monsters and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, sick, you should play Psyframes. So I was like, okay, Psyframes sound pretty good. You know, I built it. I was like, yeah, it's a really cool mechanic. And then I built it in a different, you know, a different simulator so I could do it for free. And then I came to Master Duel and I built it in here. And it is just the brickiest mess of a deck I've ever played. The number of times that I've had multiple turns of not being able to do anything is just like unreal levels of ridiculous. Ooh, I can do that though. This is worth it. 1, 2. How do you get cards play like Magic the Gathering? So yeah, so in this, so the game is free to play, and you can like, you can purchase currency with real money, you know, so you can like buy gems that you then use to open packs, and then you get whatever cards you get. But you can also earn gems just through doing stuff in game. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to fulfill all my dailies, which are, you know, they're like dailies in every other game. Hold on, what is this? Yeah, okay, I don't like that. But yeah, so there are dailies like, you know, in Overwatch or in Valorant, there are stuff that you can do every day to like gain XP towards a battle pass or something like that. But in this game, instead of that, you can do it to get gems, and then you use them to purchase packs. You also can use crafting dust to just craft cards straight up. So you see how when I click here, it has like the UR up here. Over here, it's the SR. So that's their rarity. Super rare, ultra rare, stuff like that. And it takes 30 dust to craft 1 card. He's really lightning vortexing me. Okay, well, let's do this then. But yeah, so you can craft cards if you specifically need, but you get that dust by dismantling cards of the same rarity, but dismantling a card only gives you 10. So you have to dismantle, 3 of the same rarity to craft something of that. And he scooped. Okay. That was such an odd deck. I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, so, and you can see, like, this is the battle pass for this game. I've already gotten through all the different tiers of it, because you get through it pretty quick. So, like, it costs, 700 or 800 gems to get the battle pass, and by the time you reach about here, it's already paid itself off. And the top one is free. You don't have to pay anything, and you still get it. But if you pay for the battle pass, you get this second row, and you get another, whatever it is, 50 tiers after it with a bunch of extra stuff. So it pays itself off. Let's see where I'm at. There we go. It pays itself off if you have the time to play enough of the game to get there. And otherwise, building decks isn't hard. I've built 3 decks completely free to play, and I've had this game for, a few months, and I've played it on and off here and there. So it's not difficult, especially the first handful of decks that you make. You can blast through like 2 or 3 right off the bat. But after that first like 2 or 3 is when you get to the point of needing to like really sit down and grind to get it, to get the gems that you need. So yeah, there's my last daily. Wonderful. All right, so that's all dailies done. So yeah, so like, let's see. So I have 2 decks that are currently playable. Originally, my Harpies deck was, but I changed some stuff in the extra deck. So it now has cards that I don't have, so I can't use it. So I've just got 1 and 2. But these are the other decks that I want to build. I'm actively working on this one. Once I'm done with this one, I'll actively work towards another one, probably Dragon Maid. No, probably Labyrinth, and then Dragon Maid. It's more of a time commitment. I could also drop, whatever it is, like $30 to just get gems straight up. Let's see. Special bundle deal deck slot. Where do you actually purchase the stuff? Maybe it's not in here. I think it's up here. Okay, yeah, there we go. So you can do stuff like this. You can pay however much. I guess there's a deal going right now, which actually is pretty nice. But you can pay for the gems and get a bunch, and it's mobile game pricing. So the more you get, the more you pay, but it's like it gets like officially technically better and better every time. Like the amount of gems you get for the amount of money that you're spending. But if you're spending $80 on 4,950 gems in this game, then that's, a separate problem. But yeah, I haven't smacked my mic. I haven't done this. I haven't paid for any gems yet. And the amount of like random stuff you get from what you're looking for is like, it's enough for you to build enough decks to have fun with while you figure out the rest of them, while you decide if you want to build more. So it's a really good system. I obviously, as a free-to-play player, I wouldn't be upset if you could get more gems for free. But that's really just selfish more than anything. Like, there's no reason why they should. I would just like it if they did. So, okay, so let's take a look. So, yeah, so you can see down here, generate, I need 30. I only have 27, so, that's not going to work as well for me. But something like this, I have 53, so I could generate that. And a pretty good rule of thumb is anything UR and SR those are the 2, upper tier rarities. Ultra rare is the highest. Super rare is the second highest. They are much harder to get crafting materials for because they're much more rare, and they are almost universally more useful. So you don't want to be dismantling all the URs you got, because a lot of the times they're useful stuff like staples, which are things you find in every deck, like Max C, which should be banned, and Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, Nibiru, stuff like that. And as you can see, there's a lot of SR and a lot of UR in this deck, which is part of the reason why it's taking me so long to build it. My extra deck, the only thing that isn't UR or SR is these two, which were both just normal. But the rest of the deck, I was able to easily craft all the rares and under, but I now have to slowly grind to either get the cards that I'm looking for or get enough cards that I can dismantle to get the dust and then craft them. So it's a process, but it is fun. I enjoy this game, and it gives a good reason to play. Like if I was just trying to figure out, if I was just going to sit down and play for no reason, then like, no, I actually don't want to do that. I'll build one of you right now. No, I'll wait until I have some more. If I was just going to sit down and play, with no goal in mind, like, yeah, I can play for a while. I can play for an hour or two. But if I want to play for any actual, like, serious amount of time, I need to have a reason to be playing other than just that the game is fun. So, we just spent the last hour grinding out all my dailies. So that was my goal. And now that my goal is done, we're just going to hang out and play just to play. Because I'm going to go until at least 8. And once we hit 8 o'clock EST, in case anyone in here isn't in my time zone. But we'll be going for another hour at least. And then we'll see how it goes after that. But yeah, so now that's done, where it's time to just kind of chill and play. And grind my way back up to gold 1 at least, because that's where I tend to end off. I haven't hit diamond yet, but okay. So this is not the best opening hand, but it's not bad, because this lets me get Lambda out on the field, assuming he doesn't interrupt me anywhere. And then as soon as he summons a monster, I can use Alpha over here to search the field spell that I need in order to really do everything. So as long as I don't get interrupted here, and as long as he's playing a deck where he wants to summon a monster, which is most of them, but technically not all of them. As long as that happens, it works out the way it's supposed to, I'll be chilling. I'm going to say Delta. Except Vertigo. So yeah, I'll use Alpha when he summons. I'll get my field spell. I won't be able to use it, that turn, but I'll have it so that I can use it afterwards. Okay, let's use Masquerena. And then I'll just go straight into Lambda. It's been so long since I played Magic. I should play that again too. Like at this point I like Yu-Gi-Oh better than I like Magic, but Magic is also a really fun game. The problem is it's been so long since I played that I think there's a bunch of new stuff that's really weird and complicated that I don't know anything about. At least with Yu-Gi-Oh, like once you understand how things work, it's more about being able to read the cards and understand that, as opposed to like Magic, which is Foolish Burial. I kind of don't trust that, but I kind of don't want to waste my Delta. All right, I'm taking the risk. Yeah, in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's, he's playing Blue Eyes. In Yu-Gi-Oh, as long as you understand how the game works, you can understand everything. But yeah, every time a new, set comes out for Magic or a new anything, it's just like, it's got 3 new abilities that are increasingly complicated that I then need to figure out how they work. And I still love the game. I think Magic's very fun, but it's just a lot to take in as a returning player over and over again. Like even when I did, when I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time, like I haven't played this game seriously since before Link summoning was a thing. So when I came back in, I didn't understand how that worked. Like, I had no idea. Smart man, but toodaloo. I just need to save Lambda. That's all I need to do. This actually sucks because I'm losing. I'm going to be losing 2 of my drivers, but whatever. But yeah, so like once I came back and started playing the game more seriously again, I figured out how link summoning worked, and it wasn't all that complicated. It took me a little bit to actually like sit there and learn it, but once I did, it was fine. But with Magic, like last time I checked, it was like there was some like maze that creatures could summon that like did some crazy stuff. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was like a multi-tiered ability that changed based on like on something like either position or like how many cards were on the field or something like that. It was way too much. So I like Yu-Gi-Oh better personally, but I like them both. Also, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Bada bing. Bada boom. Opponent cannot target players by dragging your monster. Card effects. Yeah, no, we definitely want to get rid of that. And now, do we get Omega or do we get Berserker? This is actually kind of tough. I don't know. Let's grab him because he can at least protect himself. And if I get a Hoppier, I can go into something. And he scooped. Didn't even get... Oh, never mind. Connection failed. Bro, Konami, please. Fix your servers. Or, like, buy all your mobile players a phone. Or even just, like, I don't even care. Get them an iPod Touch with data. Right? And you don't need to get them a phone. You don't need to get them a whole phone plan or anything like that. Just get them something that will stay connected to the game. I feel like half the people that play this game play it on a flip phone. All right, so this right here, that is either extremely concerning or it means absolutely nothing, and I will win in like 2 turns. There's no in between. It's never like a good back and forth duel with someone from anywhere in Asia. It's always either I get stomped or they get stomped. There's no in between. And also, wow, what an opening hand. This is so bad. Multi-threader and driver. I mean, multi-threader at least I kind of want in my hand or in the graveyard, but driver in my hand is always, you never want to see that. And this guy's all Sky Strikered up. I have a sneaking suspicion that they might be a Labyrinth player. Okay. Well, that means they're going to get us set up and I'm going to lose. Shamaxi, interesting. So you guys are about to see the deck that I want to build if I don't negate him to death. But this deck is... Labyrinth is very fun. It's a trap-based deck that revolves around bouncing monsters. Yeah, that's fine. Bouncing the opponent's monsters, or bouncing them is better because sending them back to the hand or to the deck is better than destroying them, because a lot of monsters have effects that activate either when they're destroyed or when they're in the graveyard. But so the deck is, it revolves around getting your opponent's monsters off the field and just otherwise generally stopping them from doing things, and then recycling those resources. And I think the loop is very fun. I enjoy the way that it plays a lot. I have it built in a different, in the simulator that I use that isn't, official. Don't tell Konami on me. But so I have a Labyrinth deck there and I played it, and it is legitimately very fun. I like it a lot. Yeah. As much as I hate to do it, I'm going to have to use Alpha to search. Maxi, okay, that's fine. Maxi, okay. I'm called buying that Maxi. Fuck that Maxi. Maxi is a cancer on this game. it is like, okay. Two things happen when someone plays Maxx C. Either their opponent stops doing anything. They just end their turn outright right there. Or they play through their combo, whatever it is. The opponent draws a whole bunch of cards, and then all of a sudden they just win the duel. They just have all the resources that they need. And it's for free. There's no cost other than getting rid of it. You know, discard the card to get whatever the hell you want. And it is truly a terrible experience because with Maxx C in the game, it requires people to have, thank you, actually, that's better for me. If you have Maxx C in the game, that requires people to have stuff like Ash and Called By and Crossout Designator and stuff like that. And that all, like, those cards are all good on their own, but the fact that they are all required because Maxx C is there means, like, 10 to 15 of your cards in your deck are taken up by just that. And it's the worst. Because I want to have my deck full of cards that are related to my game plan, not just cards that stop my opponent from using cards that, you know, everyone has and that I don't like. And it's kind of a big, like, it's a big point of contention of, like, whether Maxx C should be banned or not in Master Duel. But I think people are slowly coming around to the idea that Maxx C is terrible and should never have existed in the first place. Their side of the board is bumping. They have, you know, they have the dancing pumpkins. They got their little pumpkin friend over here, all tricked out, Halloween themed. You gotta love it. Like, I'm the kind of guy, like, I'm not going to spend resources that I'm trying to use. I forgot it was my turn. I'm not going to be spending resources that I'm trying to use on building a deck to get stuff like, you know, a field or buddies or stuff like that. But some of them do look so good. Like, if I ever end up with a ridiculous surplus, I honestly might. What do we got? Dimensional Barrier. Okay, so here's the question. Do they know not to let me link? Or is he going to go and stop me from using synchros? Synchro, yep. All right. I'll put that there. So this guy doesn't know what I am up to, because he hasn't seen me do this yet. Like Disciple, and then Devotee. And he's got nothing in his hand, so he doesn't have an Ash, so he can't stop me from drawing and replacing, which is good. And then we can get rid of you. Grab a hop here. Okay, I'll hold on to that. Bye-bye. And we activate this. Bada bing. Bada boom. So he already played Lightning Vortex, which makes me think he's not going to have stuff to just outright get rid of my monsters with card. What am I talking about? No, of course he is. He's playing Labyrinth. That was almost a very stupid decision I just made. Because one of the great things about this girl right here, IP Masquerena, is that she makes it so that any card that uses her as link material can't be destroyed by card effects. And that is a big part of what my opponent's deck does. So I almost did the combo in a way that, you know, protects me from like being from Lambda being attacked and destroyed that way. But I have Beta in my hand who does that for me. So there would have been literally no point to me doing that. So I'd rather protect Lambda from effect destruction, use Beta to protect him at least this next turn from being destroyed. Oh, is he bringing back? Yep. He's going for green. I'm assuming he's going for the field spell or Welcome Labyrinth. Field spell, okay. So yeah, this is one of those times when it's very unfortunate that I don't have spell negation in my hand. Baguska, yeah. Yep. And then wait. Attack position cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That's fine, because it should still stop the attack, unless I am misremembering how this works. Then we do this. Let's grab... Do I want Zeta or do I want Pixie Dragon? Let's grab Pixie Dragon. Alright. So there's Pixie Dragon. And even if it's not destroyed, it should still stop. Okay, I guess it doesn't. So that's unfortunate. There goes Lambda. I kind of needed him. And I can't get rid of Baguska with Ancient Pixie Dragon's effect, but that's fine. And actually, that might not be a bad idea. Should I go into Shenshen? A card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. Ooh, I might do that. Okay, hold on. Yoinkaroo. Do that. Go into Shenshen. So now, this is actually really good for me, because this means that any card that he uses, any of his traps that he uses, or any monsters that he discards to activate effects, instead of going to the graveyard where they can be recycled, they now get banished, where they can't, for the most part. So that is actually very good for me. And I'll plop that down. And I will swing on Baguska. Now I'll do this. Shenshen's effect lets me grab a banished monster, put it back into into the graveyard whenever a monster on my field attacks. So it doesn't have to just be Shenshen. If I had multiple things out and one of them attacked, I could still do it, which is very nice. So the big problem is a lot of the stuff that he does, that he has, can swing over Shenshen. Lady Labyrinth, and if he has an Archfiend in his deck at this point, that probably could too. Actually, maybe not. But it would not be very difficult for him to beat Shenshen out of existence if he draws the card he needs. But that's the big thing, is he needs to draw the card he needs. And I'll actually do this too, because this is going to be useful. I'm going to grab Delta, just in case. However, actually, why don't I do this? I appreciate you, Delta, but you are here. Bada bing. I maybe should have gotten rid of the back row, but I don't trust it. Yes, please. Put you back in the graveyard. Yep, okay, so that's what I thought. That back row is not a battle effect. All right, what do they got? That's more or less what I would have expected. So I don't have any monsters in my... Oh, hey, there we go, another Delta. I kind of want to save... Okay, I'm going to save Delta in case they have another field spell. Let's see. Turn 1 banish monster. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that, because that would just be theirs. Bye-bye, Backjack. And he's banished, not in the graveyard. So the unfortunate thing here is I'm still playing it safe, because that field spell could still really cause problems for me. But... Okay. Yeah, that field spell could still cause some serious problems for me if they have another one. But we'll have to just wait and see. What happens. Because I could be playing more aggressive. I could, use Overload, ditch Delta to get rid of one of these back rows. But I don't know that I necessarily care to at the moment. I feel like I would rather save it in case they activate the field spell again. Because if they do that, then that means that they have a chance to start recycling stuff again and all that. and it was a dogmatica punishment. I probably should have dealt with that, but we all make mistakes. However, what this does mean is that if he tries to activate something, if he tries to activate a spell, the field spell again, I can use no, I don't need that. I can use Delta now, but this puts me at a much worse spot than I would like to be. But we will see. At this point, I just kind of have to end my turn and hope that they don't draw something useful, although they will probably activate Welcome to get, I'm assuming, Lady. But if that happens, I'm going to have to, yeah. I'm going to have to toss Delta to deal with her, but we'll see what happens. Yep, here she is. Summon, I would love to. Sorry, Delta, I appreciate you, but I have things I need to take care of. Okay, so he's got another Labyrinth, Lady Labyrinth in his hand. Sorry, Lovely Labyrinth. I'm so used to the other card name. He activated another Welcome. Interesting. I'm assuming to just bring her back, but... Okay. Driver, one of the very few things I really did not want to be drawing. So I actively can't do anything now, except... You can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with original types and different... Oh, sick, okay. I actually didn't realize I had a graveyard effect. Perfect. Let's toss you... And let's toss you. Yep. That is fair. See, but now that should be... Yep. Banished. Let's see, Ariana, what do you do? Okay, so she's green. All right, so that's green. Because there are 2 Labyrinth Servants, and I know one of them, this is the one that I have in my deck, I think. But then there's the other one that I don't remember exactly what it does. But that's okay. Let's just attack you. Use that. Don't need to do that. Let's grab Driver back to the graveyard. Bada bang. So yeah, so this is what happens when 2 control-heavy decks face off against each other. Is we end up sitting here with dead hands and dead fields, waiting for one of us to draw something useful. And you know, there are worse things like that. I mean, after 16 turns, at that point, just play it out, man. You could have just played it out. If we got to 20 turns, I would have saved it. I would have made a video out of it. Would have been great. But no. He can't do that. He simply can't. Oh, so another thing, for those of you in here that haven't played Master Duel, Legacy Packs. These things are the dumbest designed things in this game by, I think, a pretty large margin aside from Maxi. Let me show you why. So if you go to the shop, whatever, bonus pack, Legacy Packs. Cool. I have 66 of these. Legacy Packs have a bunch of random, like a whole ridiculous amount of random cards in them. However, you cannot dismantle cards that you get from Legacy Packs. So if I get 30 Blue Eyes White Dragons, I cannot dismantle 27 of them to get the UR Dust for it. I'm stuck with them. So there are people... That's the second most common complaint that I see about Master Duel, like as a game, as opposed to the Yu-Gi-Oh game that's played in it, is the way that this system is implemented is atrocious. So like, okay, purchase, cool, whatever. All right, so, oh, compulsory activation, that's nice. So, bunch of random stuff. Say we had, okay. So say I had like 6 of these in my hand, and I needed, I was missing 30 UR or 30 N dust, right? I needed to craft one neutral rarity card, and I had like 15 of these. I owned like 15 of these and no other neutral rarities. I couldn't get rid of this to build the thing that I wanted, even though this is useless. This is a useless card. I've never heard of this card before. And like most of the cards that you get from this are like that in some capacity. They're either wicked specific or just outright useless, and you can't get rid of them. It's not a good system. It's not designed well. And I don't know why they did it like that, but I guess they want to, make the legacy pack, like they want to make it feel different for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, it's an issue. People are, crossing their fingers and hoping that for the 1-year anniversary of this game, which I think is kind of soon, that they'll let you start dismantling legacy pack stuff. But like, yeah, it's unlikely. We can hope, we can pray, we can cross our fingers, but it is not likely to happen. Also, this hand is horrendous. This opening hand is outright terrible. But at least we can do that. So, okay. So I think I said this earlier, but you never want to have Driver in your hand, because the way that Cypherm Driver, like the way that this deck works, is you use Cyframes. You use these guys, the frame gears, to, interrupt an opponent's play of some kind, and then summon this guy from your hand, deck, or graveyard onto the field. Having him in your hand means you don't have a different card that could actually be useful in your hand, because he can be summoned from anywhere aside from being banished. So the fact that I have 2 of them in my hand means that I lost out on 2 opportunities to have something useful, which is unfortunate. We're not going to we're going to use Alpha. We're going to just get the last one out of my deck so I don't draw him. We're going to search, because I got the field spell already. So we're going to search. Actually, let's grab a Gamma. Yeah, this big ass guy over here. So this guy is on theme, except for the sleeves that he uses, because as far as I can tell, he's playing Salamangrate, and this guy is this guy. Salamangrate Gazelle. It's this guy. So this guy, I think, just really likes Salamangrate, and I respect that. However, we now have to sit here and wait and see what he's going to do. The other problem is I've played against Salamangrate before, like once or twice ever, and I know that their whole thing is like recycling link monsters kind of back and forth between each other, without having to use like extra cards. So like a link 4, which requires normally 4 monsters, or if this guy was like link 2, it would require him and then 2 other monsters. Instead of doing that, they can just use themselves no matter what. So like this guy could go into a link 4 by himself if it's a Salamangrate, and if it works out right. I don't know exactly the mechanics of it all, but that's kind of the idea. And I know that this deck used to be really good. I know it used to be, I think, tier 0, which means like you see it all the time. It's borderline unbeatable, that kind of deal. In Duel Links, which plays a different kind of format than this one, than the normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played. But I think I remember them being good normally, but I've never really played against them in any meaningful way, so I can't actually say for sure. But we'll see. Okay. Turn your main facing special summon one salamander great monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. Same name as material special summon salamander great monsters from your hand and graveyard. So yeah, so it's this kind of thing. So like they can use themselves to link, and then they have effects based on whether you do that or not, you know, stuff like that. Because normally he would require 2 monsters, even if he's using a link 2 monster, it still requires 2. But Salamangreats can just do it into themselves or into each other. Update Jammer. All other card effects on the field. Sheesh. Damage calculations by using monsters. Monsters strawberry battles. Huh. Interesting. Of course, he's going straight into Link 2, Splash Mage. Okay. Interesting. I'm now confused. Transcode Talker. Oh, is he Salamangrading up to access code? Okay. I see. I see what we're doing. This is actually kind of not great. Because it means we need something to make access code. Because we need these guys off the field. And I don't think he should be able to attack me for lethal this turn, so I should be okay. These guys need to be off the field in order for me to use Gamma. And, okay, I'm assuming he's going to probably get rid of Driver because nobody reads. And he doesn't know that they would just be banished if he waited. Oh, got rid of Alpha? Okay. Oh, he's just doing it to both of them. Interesting. Very interesting. But he shouldn't be, yeah, he can't attack me for lethal, so that's fine. Let's see. Opponent can activate cards of friends. Wait, what? Huh? I don't know what just happened to me. Why did that just happen? Why could he attack twice? I definitely just like didn't read something in there. That might have been whatever Jammer had like another effect or something that I didn't read because I saw it pop in the graveyard. But what was that? I just got fucked on. Oh no. Oh, that was no good. That was no good at all. All right, hold on. Real quick, I was hoping that I could show off the Harpies too, but I think I just need a bunch of URs. Yeah. I mean, like Zeus fucking whatever. And Gaga Cowboy also kind of whatever. I mean, he's nice, but I don't necessarily need it. But Big Eye, Arsenal Falcon, the Great Fly, the Cymorg, those are still all way worth having, so. And I do not have the dust to swing that right now. So I just won't. Alright. I think what we're going to do is we're going to not do that. So we're going to swing it back over to the Blackwings. And play with them a bit. Hey, we keeping that luck though. We lost a decent number of coin flips today, but I think I have a positive record for coin flips right now. And that is what we like to see. Ooh, and what an opening hand. Alright, so set one. So having to banish the other Simoon here is a little unfortunate. Because Oster can't bring it back. But the likelihood of me needing him again is pretty low. Thunder Dragons. I've not played against Thunder Dragons before. At least not any actual Thunder Dragons. So we will see how this goes. Alright, pop you there. Normal summon, yes please. Okay, we'll activate the effect of that. So I have an Oster in my hand, and I don't need it. Fucking Ash Blossom. Well, that's fine. You can Ash me all you want, because luckily, I had what I already needed. I had what I needed in my hand. Bada bing. And we'll do that. Does it negate the activation or just the effect? Okay. I'm gonna get Pinocchio, because I think there's a higher likelihood of me drawing one of my level 4s than drawing one of my tuners. So I'll just put that there. All right. Then we've got Black Sonic and Mirror Force. So as long as he doesn't Feather Duster me, even if he busts out something that can swing over Full Armor Master, I've got 2 battle traps that I can use to get rid of him. And depending on what it is will depend on which one I use. Because I know Thunder Dragons, I don't know if it's just like graveyard effects or if it's discarding specifically. Okay, so it seems like they have discard, graveyard, and banish, which is not great, because that's all that I have right now. But we'll see what happens. So are they playing? No, they're playing 40. Mutant? What? Wait a second. I'm confused again. Is this like a combo? Card's normal special summon. You can have a mutant monster from deck to your hand. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Interesting. You can tribute this card, then banish 1 card from your hand. Special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. So it just takes him out. Interesting. Probably cannot target this card with monster effects. That's fine. So one thing to know about Yu-Gi-Oh! For the people here who don't play it is that the wording of card effects is very important. So Blackwing Full Armor Master, unaffected by other cards' effects, period. Right? That's all it is. Just, it is not affected by other cards' effects. This one, Mutant Beast, your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. So what that means is any effect that I have, even if it's a monster effect, that doesn't specifically target this card, affects it. Any spell or trap effect that I use, even if it does target it, still works. And he can target it with his own stuff. So those are the important things. I have lost many a game because I didn't read correctly. Let's see. Let's see what do you do first off. When a Thunder Monster effect is activated in the hand, even during the damage step, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Discard destroy. Okay, well, we'll just get rid of you then. Tulu? Unless he has something to deal with that, but we'll see. I do not need to do that if they're not gonna cancel it. If they're not gonna negate it, then I don't need to also Mirror Force them. That would be a waste. So, banished is like kind of the idea is like the super graveyard. Like I said kind of early on in the stream, a lot of monsters have effects that they can activate in the graveyard. That didn't used to be the case. It used to be that being in the graveyard was bad. But now for a very large number of cards, being in the graveyard is good. Banished, there are still some cards that gain benefits from it, but very few. And almost no cards that I know of gain any benefit from actively being banished themselves. From cards getting banished, sure, but not many at all get any benefit from getting banished themselves. Okay, let's see. What do we want to get rid of? Let's toss... He can't be special summoned, so that's not entirely helpful to me. Oh, Black. See, that's nice. The card is sent there from the field this turn. Let's honestly get rid of Breeze. Because if I summon Pinocchio, the likelihood of... I'm going to put it there. If he destroys it, that's fine. If I'm able to synchro using him next turn, that's also fine. Because either way, I get a search. with him. And then if I end up getting a monster, one of my level 4s or Harmattan, and I use it with Pinaki and put it in the graveyard, then the next turn I can summon Blizzard, bring it back, and use it again. So it depends very much on what we get, on what we draw on my next turn, but there is a decent enough likelihood of it being useful with the layout that I just mentioned, that it was worth doing that. The question, though, the real question is, should I prevent Pinaki from being destroyed if they're going to swing at me with a bunch of monsters, or should I save Mirror Force for protecting Full Armor Master in case that happens to be the case? The correct answer is I'm going to save Full Armor Master, I decided. But it's something to consider. Except not right now. All right, what do we got? Same guy. Okay. Opponent cannot target this card. Monster effects. Each of the following effects once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, negate the activation if you do banish that card. Interesting. This card's on destroy an opponent's card. You can target one of your banished mutant traps added to your hand. Cool. So, okay, so it seems like the mutants are one of those decks that can make use of stuff being banished, but they very rarely get any benefit from actively being banished. Same with Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons, some of them, like this guy. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, so this is going to be a case of mirror forcing to get rid of this guy. But should I take the hit on Pinaki? I think I will. I'll take the hit on Pinaki. I'll get the search. And then I'll Mirror Force and hope that he doesn't have something to get rid of it. Yup. Alright. What's up, buddy? When a Thunder Monster's effect is activated in the hand. What? As a card be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard instead. Ah, damn it. I didn't read that. So that was a case of me not reading. I didn't realize that it had a protection from destruction effect because I banished it last time, so it didn't get destroyed, so that didn't activate. So I should have paid a little bit more attention to that, so that was my fault. But yes, I would love to do that. The question is, I think, is nothing the smart play. It was 800 attack and defense, unless he called buys my Pinaki. But okay, if I get the chance, I'll go for... Well, because that'll put him to 24. And crashing isn't as useful for me. I don't know. We'll see what I draw. That's not helpful. Because, yeah, I don't have anything in my graveyard I can actually do anything with. At least not as it stands right now. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll just set him. I just kind of have to set past there. Yeah, the big problem is with most of the decks that I play, and the 3 that I had built, and now the 2 that I currently have access to, I don't play any of the good staples that let you, stop the opponent from doing things. Like, they don't get to draw, and I don't have any real draw power myself. So I don't have the ability to refill my resources. Like right now, I only have Blizzard in my hand and on my field. Like the only thing I have access to is Blizzard. And he is not useful to me because his effect is that when I summon him, I can target a level 4 lower Blackwing in my graveyard and special summon it. But the only one I have in here, aside from now Orochi, is Auster, who can't be special summoned. So I have no target for Blizzard, which is unfortunate for me. Oh my lord, what is this? See, the best play right here would be to find a way to get Armor Master out, because it won't get destroyed by battle. However, he has a pop effect, and I'm getting killed right now anyways. Which is not my favorite thing. It is not helpful, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe I'll go back to Psy-Frames. It seems like I was winning more with them. No. No, we're gonna play some more Blackwings. And I'm going to try to get through as much of the battle pass as I can. Try to bust out some more draws for my Sword Soul. Try to get some more stuff for me to, so I can hopefully craft everything. Okay. So like this is a hand I can absolutely work with. This is a fantastic opening hand. I would have preferred to have a battle trap or two just to be safe, but it's not necessary. So I do that, put you down, summon you. Because I have Auster in my hand, I don't need to grab him with Black Whirlwind, which is very convenient, which means I can grab something I wouldn't normally be able to, like Gale. And then I can summon Auster to bring you back. Grab Black Whirlwind. And then with this one, I'll get Breeze, who then lets me special summon him himself. So when he gets drawn, I can special summon him. So now we will grab Full Armor Master. This is the board we know and love. Full Armor Master, and then Little Brother Armor Master. And then I could go into something else. I could get another card, but I don't have any synchros that actively negate, so there's no reason for me to try to bring anything else out right now. I would rather save my resources, see what they do, and respond to that next turn. However, if they do something with a bunch of negates of their own, then, you know, I'm a little fucked. But for the most part, it should be okay. We'll just have to see. They're playing the deck that I want to build, so you guys get to see how ridiculous this thing is, assuming they play it well. Yeah, what? Okay. That's a different play than I was expecting, but that's fine. Oh yeah, yep. Show Blackout, get the token, go into Qishao, search for Long Yuan, draw with Mo Ye. Or is he going to do a different order? Nope. All right. I also don't know if I'm actually saying his name right, right here. Qishao. I think it's Qishao, but I don't actually know anything about Chinese, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, so he's going to grab Long Yuan. He's going to summon him using the Blackout, that trap card that he revealed in his hand. He's going to get out probably Baron de Fleur, but he might bring out a Sword Soul, depending. However, the only thing that he can do here... He sent Ashina to the graveyard? Wait, hold on. Or not Ashina. Edhara. Interesting. If he had them both in his hand, why not do that play first? Weird. Okay, I don't know. Okay, he went to Chingy. So this guy's a big old beater. And then he's going to search, I would guess, probably Taya or another Long Yuan. Ah, Protoss, okay. I see. So the question then becomes, what is his plan here? Or is he just going to try to pop all my monsters? Yeah, he might actually be able to attack me for lethal here, assuming this works. If he Yeah, I'm assuming I'm gonna... Yep. So then he's gonna beat over Armor Master with Cheng Ying. Then he's gonna attack me with everything else. So I won't die this turn, but I will not be in a good spot either. And the worst part is this guy. 100 life points, baby. The worst part is with this guy, you can declare one monster attribute in the field. He chose the one that I play exclusively. Destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute. Also, until the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that attribute, which means I cannot use anything of mine. However, I just drew the out, except that it will kill me if I don't do this right. Or if he doesn't stop me, but we'll see. All right. So normal summon you. Use Black Whirlwind. I still have a chance here. Because I can steal... Oh, no, wait. Do I not have any Oster? Fuck. Wait, why can't... Oh, no, because his attack. Shit. That actually really sucks. That means I lose. I didn't realize his attack was going to affect me like that, too. Yeah, that's not useful to me. The problem is now neither is he. See, actually, no, that's not true. Yeah. But I can't special summon. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know why he would bother with that, but power to you, I guess. Yeah, no. This guy is the bane of many people's existence. That card is very difficult to deal with when you're playing a deck that revolves around an archetype, because most of the time archetypes are like they share their attributes. There are some that don't. I think like Ignister and I want to say Prank Kids, but I might be thinking of something else. But there are some archetypes that have a bunch of cards with a bunch of different attributes, but they're so few and far between that that card is like, I think is absurdly strong. But you know what you're gonna do. Sometimes that's just what happens. Oh boy. I sure hope I don't lose and lose a rank. So this is something that happens to me sometimes. Is regardless of how good of a day I'm having, I'm the kind of guy that like, if I have a bad day and one unlucky thing happens to me, it ruins the rest of my day and all my luck goes down the drain. Like everything goes wrong from there. So, but if I'm having a lucky day, if things are going well and, not really causing too many problems, then more often than not, that persists throughout the day, especially into gaming. So I was having a good day. I was having, we won a decent amount tonight. But then I swapped to Psyframes, and then I swapped back. It seems like it sucked all that luck out of there. So now I've got nothing left. This is not the best opening hand, but it's not the worst. But also, what the heck are these sleeves? Labyrinth again. Okay, goody. So I'm going to need to get full Armor Master out here as soon as I can. And that is not going to be easy because they're going to be bouncing everything all over the place. But yeah, depending on how long this one goes, this game goes, I might swap back to Psyframes and play another one after. But we'll see. Honestly, I'm going to do it. This might not be the smart play. The smart play might have been to hold on to Oster, but I drew correctly, so. Except, I think I need to wait until my next turn to actually use this. Except that I can't. Damn it. Actually, no, that's fine. I should be able to swing this. Yeah, So labyrinths have a lot of effects that chain into each other after they use a trap card. I think the highest I've gotten to is like 8. Oh, that was ridiculously lucky that they pulled that instead. Yeet. Thank you, Oster. Now let's see. If they insta-bounce me, I probably lose. But if they don't, then we might be chilling. Yep. That's what I thought. Let's see, what do I have banished? Oh, it doesn't even activate? Shit, that's actually not good. Yeah, this is bad. So this is Labyrinth being played well. Chaos Hunter. Huh. I guess that's just to get a fiend on the field. But yeah, this is what happens when a Labyrinth player is able to get the cards they want in their starting hand. My field is just ruined. Like I have nothing. And they're close enough to lethal that they should be able to get it this turn, especially with Welcome Labyrinth, which I think they have set here. Yep. Bring Compulsory back. Yep, there's Welcome Labyrinth. So this card is ridiculous because you get to just special summon any Labyrinth monster, so any monster with Labyrinth in their name, which is absurd, just off the rip. But then it chains effects depending on what else is there. So like you just saw, when you activate that while this is on the field, if you activate a set Welcome Labyrinth, you can just destroy something just for free. And then she lets you set it back. It lets you set itself back. Like this deck is built different, but if you don't get what you are looking for, you can kind of just get overwhelmed. But that did not happen this time, unfortunately. But that's what happens. And that's why I like Labyrinth. I think Labyrinth is really fun because it's, yeah, okay, whatever. Because it's a control deck. It lets you, it lets you deal with everything your opponent throws at you, but within reason. Like, there are a lot of decks that use floodgates, and those are cards that make it so that the opponent, or sometimes, both players, just are not allowed to do something anymore. And that is never fun. They just make the game not fun. And a lot of control-based decks use those. There was no response from the game server, huh? Is that so? But yeah, so a lot of control decks use those, and those aren't fun. But there are a lot of control decks, like Psy-Frames, like Labyrinth, that instead of doing stupid garbage like that, they're designed around countering moves your opponent is actively making, which I think is not only more fun, but also a lot more fair. And no game is fun when it's so one-sided that, like you can't do anything. It's part of the reason why Overwatch sucks, because that's how it goes 90% of the time. Okay. So not the best hand. I got a driver in my opening hand, but that's fine. 2 overloads is not the most useful thing in the world. But I guess if they get rid of 1, there are useful things I can do. But it depends on what they're playing. We'll have to see. Wait. Salamangreat again? This is weird. This is very interesting. Huh. This is actually really funny to me. I'm very surprised that we got 2 of them in a row. I'm just going to chain alpha here. Grab that one out of the deck, throw you there. And I'm going to grab Circuit. But yeah, I've played before tonight, I played Salamangreat against a Salamangreat player like once. So the fact that we got 2 in the past like 20 minutes, that's very weird. And I don't think it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure the other guy had a different profile and English name. Maybe something happened recently that just made them better, so people are playing them again. I don't know. I don't think we need to do that. No, we're going to save overload for whatever they end on, which will probably be access code. That'd be my guess. I mean, you know, we'll see. Maybe it's just like access code Salamangreat got, you know, people, it won something recently or placed well, so a bunch of people copied the deck, but we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. All right, well, this is going to be another one where I'm expecting them to be comboing for the next, few minutes, so we can just hang out and chat. Well, okay, so I guess the next thing would be, does anybody here play, does anybody in chat play Street Fighter? Because that is what I will be doing on Wednesday. Planning on doing Master Duel, or just kind of something Yu-Gi-Oh! Related in general on Mondays. Street Fighter on Wednesdays, and then Friday is going to be, just kind of whatever I'm feeling like playing. Maybe it'll be something like Risk of Rain or Gunfire Reborn, or I got God of War and Persona 5 during the sale, during like the holiday winter sale on Steam, so I have those too, so I'm going to play those sometime soon. And so I'm interested in what you guys all play, what you're interested in seeing. Because if it's something I have, Friday is the day to, ask me to play it. But on Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter. So I'm interested in how many of you guys have any Street Fighter experience. I also don't know how long of a delay I have on my audio, so I don't know if I'm still waiting for my question to actually reach you guys. Alright, is this how they're going to be ending their turn? Or are they trying to just decide what to do next? Let's see, is this worth getting rid of? Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. This is what lets them do it. That's the field spell. Okay, yeah, so we'll just do this. We can just toss the alpha on the field, get rid of the field spell. So now if I get something useful, I can, oh my god. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, I think. Alright, Cyframe Circuit. Do they have a response? Seems like they have a response, but they're deciding not to use it. Okay. In that case, Psychic Field Zone, yay. 1 and 2. Let's see, what do you got? So when you draw something, you're limited. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card while its cards in the graveyard. Ah, that's a shame. But I guess better to get rid of it now. Although it's not like I have anything in my hand that's actually useful. Maybe I should have overloaded first. Damn. Alright. Well, let's hope they don't just auto-kill me next turn. But same plan as before. If they bring out access code or anything like that, I'll just overload it away. I'll banish it. and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Oh shit! Wait. Those links Ooh, that's actually really unfortunate. I didn't read. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I didn't read. Shit. So that sucks because that lets them just. They were able to just reuse their negate. In which case, I might do this now, just to not give them the opportunity. Because they can still do something, but that should mean that they can't use that. They can't get him back out, which means next time they negate something, they can't, or they at least shouldn't be able to recycle it. But we'll have to see. What is this? Okay. I'm going to assume he either misplayed and is just going to add when he meant to protect Sunlight Wolf, or he meant to, or he figured he might as well just chain it. We'll see. Yeah, given how long that took him to decide, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that was a misplay. But yeah, so like that's how you know that this deck is not great. He negates one thing, and all of a sudden my entire, like, I have nothing more that I can do. That's not the sign of a good deck. A good deck is supposed to have options at all times, and each of those options should be reasonably useful. But sometimes it just be like that. So he's boosting to 50. Okay. I don't know if that was for an effect or if that was just something. Let's see, what are you? Okay, if it's sent to the graveyard, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So the question now is, what's this guy planning on doing? Okay, update Jammer again. Yeah, it seems like it's the same deck, and the guy just maybe didn't have what he needed to get access code out last turn. This card sent to the graveyard. That link monster can make a second attack during each battle phase. Yeesh. So yeah, he's gonna access code me to death this turn. I'm assuming he actually might have baited me. Yeah, there it is. He might have baited me into using Overload before he did it. So this guy might actually read, which is surprising, because that's not normally the case. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yep, 5,300 attacking twice. So he's going to swing for game. And I'm not going to just scoop, because while I could, I'm not a bitch. I take my losses, at least in this game. We'll see how it goes when I start playing Street Fighter. But he feels a strong need to get rid of Overload, which is funny because he might have actually just, if I'm able to chain this. That's a little unfortunate. Although, wait, is this accept the turn? Accept the turn was covered into the graveyard. Shit. I almost had it. If I could use that on the same turn, I could have gotten rid of access code, and I could have kept going. But could have gotten rid of him, and then I maybe could have brought that back. That's a shame. So that's very interesting. That Salamangreat access code is a thing. But let's see. 8:05, yeah. I think this is going to be a good place to call it. I appreciate everyone gaming with me today. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys talking. Like I said before, I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be playing Street Fighter. So if that's interesting, or if you like me, feel free to, come and watch then. And yeah, my schedule's, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'll be on 3 days a week. Anytime anyone's able to hop in, I always appreciate it. I hope everybody had a good time, and I will see you guys hopefully on Wednesday.